Welcome to The Adventures of Captain EJ. Today, we will continue our most important mission yet. You can do anything you set your heart to, and I know that together, we can defeat any foe. I'm so grateful to have you as my trusted sidekick, hero, and just in time. In case you missed the last episode, I'll give you the quick captain's recap now. The town of Dormir requested our immediate assistance with reports of long-distance vaporization. Things have been disappearing into thin air, and the townspeople are worried that could easily escalate. After conducting a thorough investigation of the peaceful, idyllic valley, by the time night fell, we were under threat of being vaporized too. Thanks to our quick action, we narrowly escaped our equipment melting from an unexplained heat source. Sally Smith, a prominent Dormir resident, explained that the heat was coming from the Knuckler compound, home to two noxious, nocturnal brothers, Pinky and Thumb Knuckler. These troublesome brothers are at home without the supervision of their scientist parents. The Knucklers are running amok. We're going to need something a bit more powerful to defeat them, and that's the mission we're on today. All you have to do is close your eyes, get cozy, and listen to the sound of my voice. Captain EJ will lead the way. EJ. Let's begin. The peaceful night flight on our personal transporters gives us much needed time to strategize without distraction. Just who are the Knucklers? Why are they vaporizing Dormir piece by piece? And more importantly, how? The twinkling stars are all that are out so late with us. Mr. Honeybee is eagerly waiting for our return. While we're strategizing, he has been assembling higher-tech equipment that can withstand such heat. We arrive at the unassuming garage and do our special knock to make sure Mr. Honeybee knows it's us. The garage opens and you are here safe once again in the Honeybee neighborhood. Not a second is wasted at such a crucial time, even in the middle of the night. While the whole neighborhood sleeps, Mr. Honeybee has been at the command center researching what possible technology the Knucklers could have access to. We have not seen anything like this vaporization or this heat source before, especially with such precision. None of our equipment from the past missions will do. For this particular foe, we will have to push beyond our perceived limits and innovate right alongside their destruction. The command center that is hidden behind two locked doors in the garage has an even more secret room, the Stronghold. Though we don't go in there often, we do when it's necessary. Mr. Honeybee silently hands you a flash drive that shows a new string of numbers every few seconds. Along with facial recognition, this is what will allow you to enter the Stronghold. You enter the current code, 0831, and stand in front of the vaulted steel door with your head held high. As the red laser scans your face, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Feel the safety of this fortified place. Then slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth. The numerous locks click open and the vacuum-sealed door releases. With Captain EJ and Mr. Honeybee at your back, the motion sensor lights flicker on one by one as we take slow, careful steps through the threshold. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. With each step, another fluorescent light buzzes on. What you think is a small, dark room hidden behind a wall in the garage reveals itself to be a command center within a command center. It seems you are now underground. The echo from your footsteps fade out the further you go into the Stronghold. When Mr. Honeybee closes the door behind us, you feel the hum of perfect silence in your ears. Then he hands you a pair of heavily padded headphones that are identical to a pair he puts on. Captain EJ doesn't appear to need these like you two do.
Here, put these on, just in case.
They are snug but very comfortable and must have some kind of soundproofing built in. The only thing you can hear now is your own breath and heartbeat.
Captain EJ, I know you don't want to ever think it's necessary, but the type of force these Knucklers have may require your full strength.
If it comes to that, then it does. For now, I have to believe there is another way. We can appeal to the Knucklers' human side, their compassion, assuming they have any. First and foremost, we need to understand the problem before we go about erasing it off the face of the earth. That's a short-term solution to a potentially enduring problem.
I understand. Who's to say there aren't more Knucklers out there, ready to appear out of nowhere when we defeat these ones?
Exactly. I won't use full strength until I know for certain that there's no other way.
That's right. We don't operate from a place of fear.
Mr. Honeybee takes your flash drive to keep it with the rest of our keys and hands you a little remote instead. Without thinking, you point it at the first thing you see and click the glowing button. A loud buzz rumbles in the remote. It's so powerful that it shakes your hand uncontrollably. Fearful of what you've just done, you fling the remote from your hand. It spins in the air. Time seems to slow down. The seconds drag on with each spin of the remote. Captain EJ realizes what's happened and jumps to action. The entire Stronghold seems to shake violently. Through blurred, hazy vision, you're able to see Captain EJ open his mouth as if to shout at the spinning remote. Though you cannot hear anything, it looks like he's shouting at the top of his lungs. You can feel an immense pressure closing in around you, pressing on your inner ears. He strains his eyes closed and balls up his fists, still shouting silently. A flash zips through the air straight to the remote, and it levitates, held up high and steady with nothing but air beneath it. Captain EJ continues to silent scream, and the remote goes on dangling, frozen in time and space. You are mesmerized, held in place just like the remote. You wonder how this is happening. This must be Captain EJ's superpower, but what is it? You feel like you've entered another realm where gravity doesn't have much sway. With quick reflexes, Mr. Honeybee reaches up and simply grabs the remote from the air. With that, Captain EJ's silent shout is done. He rests his hands on his knees, exhausted. You are in shock, wondering if he's okay. But Mr. Honeybee breaks all the tension with a giggle that he's trying his best to hide. Captain EJ stands back up after a moment of rest and joins Mr. Honeybee with a big smile.
Oh, my apologies, hero. That was totally my fault. Totally my fault. I should have told you what this was before handing it to you. I accidentally press this button all the time. We've had to rebuild that wall over there twice because of my butterfingers.
It's true. If possible, we'd like to avoid another construction project. I really like how that wall came out this time.
Me too. It really makes it feel like a stronghold, you know?
Here you go, hero. This remote has a special holster that you can wear on your hip. It has a built-in lock so you don't accidentally press the button. No one acknowledges what just happened, so you focus on keeping calm, keeping cool, and keeping up. With your remote and its holster, you look down to your waist for something to hook it onto. You try to put it in one of your pockets but struggle to find one that fits it comfortably. The sound of yet another door opening brings your attention to what appears to be a mirror in front of you. You look up just as the mirror doors slide open and your reflection splits in half. A robotic arm with a metallic hanger for a hand unfolds and extends all the way to you. It is carrying a silver-plated suit that is almost as shiny as the mirror. But when you look closer, you see that the surface of this tactical gear is not smooth. It's actually made up of individual fibers that look like a fur coat of silver. Mr. Honeybee explains that he had to look across the globe far and wide for a way to combat the type of light and heat that the Knucklers are giving off. That led him to the Sahara Desert, where the extraordinary Saharan Silver Ants manage to survive temperatures up to 158 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's 70 degrees Celsius, if my math's correct.
His math is indeed correct. Armed with a dense array of uniquely shaped hairs on the top and sides of their bodies, just like the fibers on our suits, these ants scurry across the scalding desert sand unfazed. The fibers on your suit will keep you cool in two ways, just like the Saharan Silver Ants. These fibers are highly reflective under the visible and near-infrared light, but they're also highly emissive in the mid-infrared portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. That's how they'll keep us cool. They'll create an anti-reflection layer that will help us combat any extreme heat the Knucklers try to wield. If we stand any chance at defeating these nefarious foes, we will need to get closer to them in a couple different ways. For that, we will need to meet them face to face on their turf. If all goes according to plan, on our next trip to Dormir, we will go undercover to talk to the townspeople that know them best. Well, best that anyone can know two antisocial, nocturnal brothers. We will know more about our opponent without them knowing we know. That is a strategically strong position for us to be in. They won't know anything about us, but we'll know everything there is to know about them. Then, armed as we are, with information, wisdom, and armor, we will confront them from this place of power, never from fear. Mr. Honeybee, we should use the ENV Max for this mission. The personal transporters don't offer enough protection. Did you get the retractable wings fixed?
Yep. The ENV? The NV has been through a thorough inspection and is ready to use. I gave you slightly smaller wings for easier maneuvering. Hummingbirds will certainly be envious of your hovering. You get it? Did you get it?
Yes, of course, I get it. ENV, Electric Networked Vehicle. ENV, NV. You and your jokes are just so...
Punny?
Sure, let's go with that. Now let's also hope that the Knucklers are even more envious than the hummingbirds. The suit of heat regulating silver fits you like a glove, as does the rest of your armor for this undercover mission. One by one, you put on each component, then conceal it behind a layer of plain clothes. This way you and Captain EJ can stay incognito, but also be protected as you get closer to the Knucklers. The reflective electromagnetic face shield that fits snugly under your Battle Buzz helmet can turn into sunglasses. The Battle Buzz helmet itself can fold back into a beanie. The chest plate doubles as and flips around into a backpack, and the gloves, well, those are just really spiffy gloves. The entire suit can fit under your favorite hoodie and comfy pants, so that you're perfectly aligned with the highest technology, but also still nimble. You now have a place to attach your remote control in its holster, within the contours of the suit. As you look down to secure it, you wonder what exactly it does. You think that it must be powerful, despite it being so small. You're certainly not going to press the button to find out. That was mystifying. For now, you look up to once again see yourself standing in front of the wall mirror that closes as the robotic arm retracts. You pull on your favorite hoodie and zip it up. Stand up tall, with your head held high and your shoulders as far from your ears as possible. Looking at your reflection in the mirror, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Tighten each of your muscles to reconnect with your strength. Then slowly breathe all the way out through your mouth and let yourself relax into that strength. Study what you see on the mirror. It's us, Captain EJ, and his trusted sidekick, Honeybee Hero. The Knucklers don't stand a chance because we fight for what's right. EJ. Now that we're suited up, we leave the Stronghold to go back to the command center. The motion sensor lights flicker off behind us as we walk out and the doors seal themselves shut. Once secured, Mr. Honeybee pulls a lever and a wall drops down in front of the vault door to hide it completely. Then, without saying anything, he grabs the tire of a bike that hangs beside another one on a ceiling rack. He slides the whole bike rack over in front of the wall, wipes the dust from his hands, and walks past us to open the garage door. He has the vehicles waiting for us out in the driveway. Mine is red and gray, my favorite colors, and yours is your favorite color. They look tiny, but like that remote control in your pocket and this whole garage, you now know not to underestimate unassuming things. Not flaunting your power is the surest sign of that deep, quiet power that helps the best of the best endure. We pull our hoods up for the early morning drive we have ahead of us. Luckily, our face shields transform into sunglasses because the sun is already coming up. You would never suspect what kind of technology we are wearing. We just look like two best friends enjoying a ride in our compact, futuristic cars. As Mr. Honeybee sees us off, all of his devices buzz and ding.
You two better hurry. The Knucklers have been just as busy as we have. Dormir needs you.
You sit down in the single-seat ENV and strap yourself in. The steering wheel looks like it belongs in a spaceship, but feels right in your hands. Now we head back to Dormir. Pinky and Thumb might not be ready, but we are. That concludes our adventure. I can't wait to see you again. Captain EJ, over and out.